Here, we take a closer look at world hunger, which is one of the most complex and urgent wicked global problems. As you watch this module, ponder the following questions. How do we grow, produce, and distribute nutritious, affordable food to all? How do we feed the world in a nutritious, safe, and sustainable manner? So when we think about the complexity and the entirety of the food system, what still keeps you up at night? What do we still have a lot more to do faster?
I think that what keeps me up at night, and this is from a global perspective, is that we still have people that are hungry, and that we still have people that are that cannot afford the nutritious food that they deserve, right? And I think that that's something that this college could have a tremendous impact to. Even in the United States, even in Illinois, we have people that are hungry. So I think that to my previous point, we can produce a lot of food. We need to make nutritious, affordable food available to everyone. And I also, from the global perspective, I think that we have the responsibility to teach how to develop sustainable systems in parts of the world that still they're not food independent. Yeah. Right? Last week, one of our faculty members, Eric Sachs, came up with a paper, but a paper is just not only a scientific paper. It reflects the introduction of perennial rice, right? That is being now planted in a lot of parts of China and in Africa, right? So it's a reality, right? And perennial rice or perennial crops in general could be a game changer for some parts of the world that produce a direct consumption of a crop like this one, like rice. So those are the kind of things that, you know, they keep me up at night in a good way, because I am dreaming about solving them, you know, not myself, but the University of Illinois. So I think that's key. And another thing is addressing the environmental issues. Is we have a very short number of years to address some key environmental issues. You know, carbon, water quality, nitrous oxides is something that we need to address very quickly.
So what do you say to the folks who talk about this narrative that okay, small-scale systems are great, diverse cropping systems are great, indigenous systems are great, but that's not going to feed people on this planet?
Well, I mean, most of the corn and soybean doesn't feed the people directly on this planet, right? It goes to hogs and cows, which feed people. So yes, this is a large-scale transformation in how we produce food. And it would it would challenge global commodity supplies, right? It really challenges this idea of the global way in which we produce food. But there's researchers. So I'm familiar with Jennifer Clapp, who is a Canadian researcher who looks at the way we produce food in the food system, Peter DeVerne. And I think you could actually feed more people, like more good food, if you went to, or if you tried or thought about a different kind of agricultural system. But then this is talking about kind of global level, like this is really a grand challenge, global level changes in how we think about feeding people and how we produce food and how food is distributed, right? It would go much more to a local and regional level that is currently kind of misaligned with how we think about the global food system.
People, profit, and planet. The one that most people get concerned about is the planet right now, because we're a rich country and we can afford to have those concerns. And again, if you look at what we're doing, we already are sustainable, but we will make these technologies better. The one that I would say that I would have the most concerned about is the people and feeding the people. And that's not because we can't do it, because we can do it. But it's political disruptions that cause famines, really, and I could go down the list. But let's go back to Western Europe. The last time there was famine in Western Europe was after World War II. And so it was that political disruption that caused that. We can produce enough food to feed the world. It's more of a political side of it that causes issues with moving food to the people that need it. And it's a world where people have wars and people fight and people make silly decisions, and that does have consequences.
This was just the beginning of exploring some of the issues related to world hunger. We raised many questions around the way we are using food supplies globally, the political and social disruptions preventing us from feeding everyone, and the ways in which food is distributed and accessed globally.